Beyond E-commerce Borders podcast.
Welcome to today's episode of How to Run Your E-commerce Business to the Ground. We are happy to have you back for episode 3. In this episode, we are going to explore some of the most common mistakes online merchants make. Mistakes that could easily sink your business. Apart from the top 3 mistakes that are well known, we will also dig deeper into subtle and impactful errors that too many online merchants overlook. But don't worry, we are here to help you avoid them.
And also a great welcome from my side. Also happy to be back with you today. And as Lydia said, we've got a mix of well-known mistakes, few of them, and actually lots of them, of the lesser-known ones, which can have huge consequences to your online business. We are Lydia and Rolando. Both of us work at Internel. And in this episode, we'll offer you a humorous and insightful take into what not to do, though we're sharing lessons with you of what we've seen and learned from thousands of e-commerce businesses talking to us over the last years. Now let's jump into the top 3 mistakes. Most of you may know them already, but I don't think it's bad if we repeat them once more before we go to the more subtle ones. Lydia, will you please start with them?
Sure, then let's start with mistake number 1. Ignore market research. Who needs it, right? Just assume your product will sell, and you will find out enough soon if it doesn't. Maybe you have got a gut feeling, but it's not exactly a strategy. The truth is, the market won't just magically find your store. Research helps you understand your customers, their needs, and how to price and position your products effectively.
Right, next up is pricing. Why not play with your product prices? Reduce them, for example, artificially to compare them with the competitors, and then increase shipping and logistics so that the consumer gets seduced by a low price. Wouldn't it be a great thing? Well, that's not really bound to work, is it? Because, hey, you won't have to deal with annoying clients buying your stuff because cheap tricks like that are a guarantee for an abandoned shopping cart. Doesn't really work, does it?
Mistake number 3. Ignore search engine optimization and marketing. And the last of the top 3 mistakes, SEO and marketing. My actual job within Internel. Build your store, then just wait for customers to come. If you build it, they will come, right? The truth is, they won't. It's crucial to invest in SEO and marketing. If you don't do this, your customers won't even know you exist, no matter how amazing your product is.
Right, after we heard the top 3, which you may know, let's move deeper to the less obvious mistakes. These may seem minor, but actually, they have the biggest impact on your online business. And trust me, we've seen all of them with the shops we work with or we worked with, and actually, we see them every week. So think of the next segment that we're going through, Lydia and I, about the top 10 hit parade of silly mistakes, which each one of them is a chart topper, guaranteed to cause trouble for your online business in Europe if you're not watching out of them. Lydia, tell us about the first one, will you?
Absolutely, Rolando. Number 1, or the first big mistake, is not telling your story. Consumers want to know who you are, what you stand for, and why they should care about your brand or product. If you leave them in the dark about your mission and vision, they will have no reason to connect with your store. It's that simple. A brand without a story, it's just a product with no soul. So don't hide behind catchy slogans like, "We make your life better." Let them know your why and build that connection.
Well, that's still a pretty valid point, Lydia. Um, and just earlier this week, by the way, an e-commerce business was in touch with us. And when it comes to about us or the story, I have it here. This is what they say. Products created with consciousness, chemical free and dedicated to sustainable practices, caring for you and our planet. Wow, that sounds brilliant. That's a company that has a lot to tell about why they exist, what they sell, why they sell it, and why you should buy with them. It's an interesting story, right? And by the way, by listening to this podcast, your IQ will raise above 180. You believe that? Yeah? It's pretty much the same as this statement here. So I truly believe you can do better. Anyway, let's talk about mistake number two. Ever wonder why some e-commerce stores have a lot of inventory, tons of products that no one wants to buy? Well, that's a huge mistake. Stocking what you like without considering what customers may want and actually ties up your money and nothing else. Instead, in new markets, start small with a fast moving assortment, narrow it down, understand what the people want and what they want to buy. And once you have done that, you can expand the assortment. Next up with Lydia.
Mistake number three, hide who you are. What about hiding your business's identity, location, or contact details? Not a great move. Consumers in Europe want to know who they are buying from. Especially if something goes wrong, they need to return a product or get support. Not being upfront with this info will only lead to mistrust. Build trust from the beginning by making it easy for them to contact you.
Well, the truth is, can you trust an online shop where you don't really see who's behind within a few clicks? Well, you know the answer for sure. Now let's switch gears and look at some mistakes that seem harmless, but they can seriously sabotage your customer loyalty. And here we are with number four, which is choosing the wrong logistics partner. One of the sneakiest mistakes in Europe. You might be tempted to go with the cheapest option, but if your 3PL doesn't create great and well packed parcels, doesn't ensure a reliable delivery, or works with unpopular carriers, that's a problem. And that's actually to not have the problem is why you pay them. Your customers want a smooth, predictable delivery, and they surely do not want to have a mess, but a great unboxing experience, as we call this. And they don't really care if you are saving pennies on shipping costs if they can't trust the service that you are organizing for them to deliver the parcels. So remember, and I think that's the most important, very often ignored, the physical parcel that is going to be sent to your customer is actually the first real contact with your stores by the customer. So better make sure you choose the right partner to have the perfect unboxing experience by your customer. Next up, Lydia.
Mistake number five, trying to stop consumers from returning goods. Let's talk about returns. In the world of e commerce, trying to avoid returns is a big mistake. If you make it difficult for consumers to return products, meaning you don't provide return information in the package you send, you ask them to contact you before, which is not even legal in Europe, they won't be happy and you will get better reviews. A good return process isn't just about complying with laws. It's about making a customer feel safe and confident in their purchase. Turn returns into a chance to improve their experience, not a hassle.
And here we go with mistake number six. It's all about too many shipping options for your customers. Why stop at four delivery options if you can confuse your customers with 10, 12 different ways of how they can get your products or how they can collect your product parcels? Who cares if your customer doesn't trust half of them or doesn't even know them? Well, the truth is, isn't it better to offer a couple of reliable options only, maybe just two, three per country, or even only one or two, than just overwhelm them with choices? And I think that's an important one as well. Just be sure your shipping costs are transparent up front when ordering the product, because no one likes really to have funny surprises at checkout of, well, the order. Right. Next, Lydia.
Mistake number 7. Use poor packaging materials. Plastic, damage, and dirty shipping boxes, and packaging peanuts. Does it sound like your packaging? If it does, it's time for a change. Consumers expect your packaging to reflect the quality of the product, not make them feel like they are receiving junk or even worse, greenwashing, by using shredded old boxes as stuffing. Ship your products in sustainable packaging, ideally all paper and carton materials that not only keep the product safe but also boost your brand's eco-friendly image.
And here we go with number 8, which is all about customer support. This is one of these areas where actually many e-commerce businesses fall short. They're offering a generic email, info at, customer care at. Well, that's just not good enough, is it? Um, you do need multiple ways for customers to reach you. You need a local phone number, you need a social media account, and actually, this shows them who you are and you care for them. And finally, it is all about the shopping experience. And we move straight away to mistake number 9. Has also to do with customer care, and that is if you are not localizing your website, your product description, or customer support. English will do. Everyone in Europe speak English and they're going to buy from you. Well, that's obviously not the case. You're really missing up a huge opportunity to connect with your customers in Europe. So make sure your product descriptions on what you send them are in local language and include helpful information. Well, that speaks to their needs, actually, right? So that actually means show respect for your customers' preferences, please, and you will succeed. And that's it for number 9. Next to Lydia.
And finally, let's discuss feedback. Mistake number 10. Ignoring customer feedback. A huge mistake. Whether it's a review or a return form, there is a valuable information in there about what you can do better. By responding to feedback, offering solutions, and showing you care, you turn a negative experience into a chance for improvement and customer loyalty.
Right. So here you have it. A rundown of the top mistakes that can easily destroy your e-commerce business here in Europe, but also elsewhere, and obviously your reputation. So maybe that's the moment. Have a moment to think about that after this episode and reflect this to your own e-commerce business. Are you making any of these eventually? Maybe one or two? Well, there is a good news here. If that's the case, it's never too late to change things. Just take your time to put the customer experience first, and the rest will surely follow. These 10 mistakes, as we said before, we've seen them, and they're repeatedly happening with companies talking to us from Europe and abroad, and they can be so easily avoided. Um, Giving a true shopping experience for your customer, where there is trust and respect and the story behind what you're selling to them and why you're doing that. Right?
We truly hope this episode helps you avoid any of these mistakes so that your sales in Europe thrive and that you can build a stronger, more sustainable business. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more insightful episodes, as well as to download the points we discussed today. All the very best, and we are happy to be back soon with our next episode.
Beyond E-commerce Borders podcast.